Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty, the crappy Cricut crafter. Yes, we're gonna do a quick Cricut craft today. As you can see, I've put up lights on my shelves, but these two are they're very distracting. I'm looking at my monitor and I'm like, they're too well seen. I don't like seeing them, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little banner that goes across to, like, act as a shade or a curtain or something like that. We'll definitely make two. We might make four because there are lights up there too. You can see it glistening right there and there and there. But yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty quick video. But here's hoping that we get something cool out of it. So let's just get right into it. Okay, as you can see, I managed to not record part of this already. Oh, what week have I actually recorded everything? But anyways, yes, I'm just designing out what I want on top of the banners right now. And what I'm doing here is I'm making this 2 layers so that it actually looks like there's a foreground outline and a background in different colors. And I do that a bunch of times with a bunch of different stickers. What this does, or I should say what I'm doing is I'm doing the offset with an offset of 0. And then I'm turning off all of the contours except the main shape. And that gives me a background color to put the outline color on top of. And I thought that worked really, really well. So I did it a bunch of times. It was the first time trying it, and it worked out really well, so yeah. But yeah. Just trying to figure out where I want to place everything. I honestly don't know why I chose the particular shapes or fonts that I chose, but I just said, hey, these are really cute. Let's put them all together. And maybe someday I will make my own images to put on my banners, but we'll see how that goes. This, I have put a whole bunch of little hearts down at the bottom, and then I lined them up with each other so that they would all be, the same height, and then I lined them up manually on the banner thing, and then what did I do? I welded them all together so they'd be one sheet, cut off the edges so they'd be nice and square, and then I cut them in half because these are like almost 15 inches wide. I think they're huge. They're really, really big. So they're not going to cut on my printer or on my Cricut because I can only do 12 inches. So I had to cut them in half. And that worked well. I mean, what were they? No, they were 22 inches wide. That's it. 22 inches wide. And I had to do 2 banners of 11. Now, these 2 black glitter papers or vinyls were absolutely horrendous. Horrendous, yes. 2 different ones did exactly the same thing. Felt the same in the hand. Obviously did the same thing with the Cricut. I tried to do it was the same as the silver glitter one, so I don't know why it wasn't working, but I had 2 different rolls of that black stuff from 2 different stores, 2 different brands, and they both felt exactly the same. Anyways, getting into the weeding. This one was rough because this red glitter is so thick. So thick. It's amazingly thick. So it was really hard to see my cuts, and it's glitter, so it was just really hard to see my cuts. I tried the light board. It wasn't working for me, so I'm not sure why I'm still trying it, but eventually, I had to turn on at least one of my lights so I could see what I was doing. Oh, and it leaves so much glitter on the transfer tape. Just look you can see all the glitter. But luckily that doesn't transfer to the project, so yay. Now on to this. These are supposed to be like spotlights hanging from rafters. And you know, I get the idea. This is what I was trying to make the black glitter into, but it just was not working. Wasn't working, and I was just ugh. So I actually had to do all of these round ones twice. 3 times? No, yeah, twice. And we'll see why later. Oh, so many issues with this project. But that's okay. That's why I do these. I do these so that I make all the mistakes and you can watch me make mistakes, because some people, like, you know, they can watch other people make mistakes and then not make those mistakes. I don't think I'm one of those people. I will watch somebody make the mistake and then go and then make that mistake and be like, oh, that's what they meant. Oh. But, you know, not everybody's like that. Some people can actually learn from others. I love the cats that I can find in Cricut Design Space. I just love everything that I find in Cricut Design Space. The people that are on there are so creative. Anyways, here we are spacing things out. Luckily, I think I put all the letters in the right order. Not that it's going to matter for this one, because I'm going to have to do this one again. Yeah. I'm going to be very unhappy with that. Can you guess yet why? Because I've already made the mistake. No? Well, we'll figure it out real quick. I don't know if it's with this one or with the other one that I figure it out, but oh, here we go. This is how I figure it out. Yeah, that flat line at the top is supposed to be flush with the flat line at the top. So there's no flat line at the top because I did it upside down. Yeah. Oh, I was so mad. Hey, I saw Abby Cat. Oh, there goes my camera. That's okay. It didn't actually fall over. But oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're going to do them again. Actually, we're going to do these other two while the first two are recutting, because they're recutting. Yay. And remember, this one is the one that I was really, really afraid that it was going to transfer just random glitter all over it. And we'll see in a second whether that happens, but we have to let it cool. The reason why I keep taking them off camera is because I have nice soapstone countertops that are nice and cool, and it cools these down real fast because they're a cool peel. But did you see all that glitter? Did you see the glitter? And here it comes. It did not transfer. I'm so happy. But yeah, here we are pressing and holding and making sure there's pressure on them. And you'll notice that I keep taking them off the screen, and that's because I'm in my kitchen, because this table is the only one in my house that I trust that's sturdy enough to hold the pressure, which isn't a lot of pressure, but that's beside the point. But yeah, so I have soapstone countertops, which is super nice. They were in the house when we moved here, and that was part of the reason why I moved here. Anyways, so what I do after I heat these up 300 degrees, and I don't want them to be 300 degrees anymore because they are a cool peel like this, all these little carrier sheets will have to get taken off, but it comes off best when the adhesive has cooled and doesn't want to come up anymore. So what I do is I put it on my countertops where it's nice and cool, and it cools it off. It sucks the heat right out of it. It's really nice. Anyways, so I had such a hard time with this glitter paper. The black glitter paper just didn't want to cut right. The silver glitter paper just, it was such a pain in the butt. I don't know if I can use this particular glitter paper again, or glitter vinyl again. It's just so awful. But we'll see what happens. Maybe just not so, tiny cuts. Big cuts. But look at how pretty that is. So pretty. Everything is so pretty. And going into more of the sticker vinyl, adhesive vinyl, permanent vinyl. I like this stuff, I do. It doesn't require heat. And that's always good. Gonna line up the two pieces of the cow. Such a pretty cow. I like it. It's so much fun. The images are just so much fun. So much better than anything I could come up with, honestly. But, you know, I should come up with some of my own, too. I know. We will. We'll come up with stickers together. And look at how cool it is. It's not as glittery here as it actually looks, but it's super glittery. So this one was a little bit harder to line up, and that's alright. And I had forgotten to take the center out of the R, so I did that real quick. And then I was like, I left all of my, wax paper, not wax paper, the good paper downstairs for transferring. I left it downstairs in the kitchen. So I used the carrier sheet, and the carrier sheet worked just fine. I'll probably just continue using the carrier sheet to line it up and then make sure that it's square before I take it off the carrier sheet, you know? But the kitty will not be lined up very well, but that's okay. It gives it that handmade look, you know, the look that some people would say is crap. But yeah, it's all coming together, isn't it? We're almost done. It's very exciting. Video was a lot longer than I expected it to be, I tell you what, but that's because I forgot how long it takes to actually cut and plan and do and then, you know, collate and put everything together. But look at how nicely all this stuff came out. I love the shiny. And do you see what I did with these letters? They didn't have texture before, but I messed up one of them on the first run, which was fine. I put Teflon sheet over it, and the Teflon sheet is super textured, and it left the texture. And I liked it so much that I did it on purpose with those, and I thought it worked out pretty well. What do you guys think? What would you have done differently? Tell me in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Well, that was a lot of frustration, a lot of bad cuts, a lot of doing things upside down, so many issues, and they're all mine. They were all my issues. I should have set things up a little bit better, and I didn't, and and it didn't come out quite the way I was hoping. I had actually made this one and this one for up top, but you don't see up there. So they're down here now. I might switch them so that my name is up here and is more obvious, but I should have blocked out my shot a little bit better, you know? What am I doing? There we go. I should have blocked out my shot a little bit better and then measured what you can actually see as opposed to this. It's almost all there. It's almost all there, but you're missing the NG on the end. And over here is okay, because you're not really missing much of anything. That could just be me, too. I might not have it centered. Who knows? But still, oh my goodness. So much frustration. I had to do this one twice. I had to do this one twice because I put the stickers on, or the vinyl on, upside down so that the pretty little lacy edge was on top instead of the bottom. And that wasn't gonna work so well, but it's done. They are done. It took 2 days, and I completely forgot how long it was gonna take to cut all of this stuff, especially considering I had to do a bunch of them a second time. Yeah, anyways, but here's a video of what they look like on the shelf. Okay, can we just shoot the cameraman? And now that we're back, here they are, and it was a thing. It was trying, but I have to say that the iron-on actually worked really, really well on the paper. I had one that I thought was going to be a puffy iron-on, and I tested it before I put it on, and it didn't work. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I'm gonna have to do some trial and error stuff on the puffy one. I think it needs a lot of pressure. I don't know, I didn't understand the instructions, but I didn't read the instructions that came with it, so that may have been part of it. I just looked up the instructions and they were... Anyways, I've lost track of where I'm going. So here I've done 4 of the little banners, and they came out pretty well. They're okay. With all that being said and done, thank you so much for visiting, and I'll see you next week. Stay safe.